I've got some crazy news to share with you today. So, there's this guy from Colorado named Chad Edward Keith, and let me tell you, he's gotten himself into some serious trouble. The FBI recently swooped in and nabbed him for illegally possessing 11 guns. But wait, it gets even worse. This dude apparently has some seriously messed up beliefs. We're talking Nazi and white supremacist sympathies. Yikes! According to investigators, Keith had this wild idea of creating a white private community in Fremont County, which is southwest of Colorado Springs. Can you believe that? It's like something out of a movie, but sadly, it's all too real. Now, the authorities wasted no time in putting him behind bars. They even seized all of his guns. Good riddance. So, what's the deal with Chad Edward Keith? Well, he's facing charges for possessing a firearm as a prohibited person due to a previous federal weapons conviction. If he's found guilty, this dude could be looking at a hefty fine and up to 10 years in prison. Ouch! That's definitely gonna teach him a lesson. But wait, there's more. Keith happens to own this 2.6-acre property in Cotopaxi, and let me tell you, it's no ordinary property. According to a 13-page federal arrest warrant, this place is like a fortress. We're talking multiple underground bunkers, one of which can supposedly protect you from an electromagnetic blast. That's some next-level stuff right there. But that's not all. This property has a massive 10,000-gallon water cistern and a crazy deep 462-foot well. And guess what? It's 100% off-grid. Yeah, you heard me right. Keith was living off the grid, doing his own thing away from society. Talk about a total recluse. But here's the real kicker. This guy bought 2 more properties nearby because he had this grand plan of building a school for young kids, but get this, it was going to have an anti-Semitic curriculum. Can you believe the audacity? Thankfully, the authorities put a stop to his twisted vision before it could become a reality. Alright, guys, let's dive into the details of what was found at Keith's property. Brace yourselves because it's quite a collection. Federal agents seized a total of 11 guns, along with ammunition. Let me give you the rundown of these weapons. First up, we have a badass .300 Magnum bolt-action rifle, and get this, it doesn't even have a serial number. Talk about off the grid. Then we've got a Mossberg 512-gauge shotgun, a Savage Model 93 1717 HMR caliber, and a Glock 21.45 caliber. But wait, there's more. Keith also had a scoped bolt-action rifle with a hand-engraved serial number. Now, that's some serious craftsmanship right there. Moving on, we've got a Winchester Model 62A.22 caliber, a Century Arms C308 Sporter, a Ruger 10 22.22 long rifle, a Mossberg 590 12-gauge shotgun, a Century Arms WASR 10 7.62 ARCS 39mm caliber, and last but not least, a Ruger Super Red Hawk .44 Magnum. Phew, that's quite an arsenal. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Keith apparently had big plans for some intense weapons training. He told an FBI informant that he wanted enough space to do hardcore weapons training. And get this, guys, the informant actually went shooting with Keith on Bureau of Land Management land, about 30 minutes away from his place. Can you imagine? They secretly recorded their interactions, and in some of the screenshots included in the indictment, you can see Keith shooting one of the long guns. It's like something straight out of an action movie. Now, let's talk about Keith's past because it's not pretty. Back in 2003, he pleaded guilty to possessing a destructive device, which is a fancy term for a homemade bomb. Yep, you heard that right. This dude planted a bomb in the bathroom of Coushatta High School in Louisiana when he was just 18 years old and a senior there. Luckily, the school was evacuated before the bomb could go off, and no one was hurt. Thank goodness for that. And here's another tidbit for you. Keith was actually arrested by the Fremont County Sheriff's Office a while back for driving without a license and being a fugitive of justice. This guy just can't seem to stay out of trouble. Now, let's talk about Keith's beliefs because they're seriously messed up. According to the FBI informant, Keith expressed some seriously anti-Semitic viewpoints. He even referred to himself as a National Socialist and a Nazi. I mean, seriously, who does that? It's just pure hatred. Keith's due back in court on June 12, and mark your calendars because a jury trial has been set for July 24. Let's see how this all plays out, folks. Stay tuned for updates because you know I'll keep you in the loop. Remember, stay safe and be kind to one another. Catch you later.